Hey, what's going on, everybody? Max here with BB, and today for 10 Minutes Max, we're going to be talking about Ethereum, the beach ball underwater, and where I think it is headed over the next quarter or two. Let's not waste any time and let's dive right into the charts, guys. Right here, we are looking at Ethereum, and again, this has been a big focus of mine for quite some time because Ethereum, in the simplest of terms, has quite a bit of catching up to do. And I think it's about to do it in a big way over the next few months. So I intentionally left off all of the drawings. Sometimes I like to do them in advance to save time, but we're going to do them today together. All right. So Ethereum is sitting at the most important level on the chart. All right. It is this level. And I'm actually going to do this. We are going to put this in orange because this chart is a Cheeto in the door. All right. This is literally, when I look at the ETH chart, this is the image that I see. You've got all of us just like swinging the battering ram at it. And this little orange line is the metaphorical Cheeto in the door, and it's about to give out. All right. So on top of this horizontal line, we also have this weekly order block right here from last cycle. So it is this level that ultimately sent us back into the bear market, right? So we're going to put this in orange as well because it is a Cheeto and it deserves to be in orange, all right? So you can see pretty clearly here. You don't need to be an expert in technical analysis to understand the significance of this level. It rejected us here in April and May of last bull market 2021. Again, in August, we tried to hold right here. We got stuffed and then ultimately went into our bear market. And then earlier this year in March, and then also May, and then now over here in December, we are once again at this humongous Cheeto in the door. All right. So such a significant level, and it's been suppressing price for quite some time. Now, I know a lot of people, they like to view this as kind of two different cycles where you basically had like last bull market right here, and then you had, this giant bear market, right in here. And then, they'd basically look at it and tell you like, okay, yeah, now this is the early innings of, a new bull market that's going to take you up into here. And to some degree, I would agree with you and say like, you kind of have to break them up and view it as two different cycles. But this ETH range is so unbelievable that I really kind of view this as one giant reaccumulation range. Okay. Like I personally view this as, maybe we can mark it like this. All right. And we'll actually just put this one in green because, this is where you shove. This is where you make the real money. So like this is your range low and you want to buy anything around this green box or below. So this is, 2000 to basically 1000. And typically in this giant range, you've wanted to kind of unload and de-risk towards the Cheeto, right? Your mega supply. And I'm viewing this as the following. I'm viewing it as one giant range where you've got, a deviation down here, giant deviation below your giant multi-year range. And then also, you had your little predatory deviation from last cycle as well. So I view this in its true sense as a giant reaccumulation range that we've been in for 1,600 days. All right. And when you reaccumulate and you range for 1,600 days and you break out, you're not planning for a little move like this. Oop, oh, nice move we got there. All right, back in the bear market. No, 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 no. When you reaccumulate and you range for multiple years on end, you typically will expand very rapidly and very aggressively. All right. So just doing some real simple, setting of the stage here. I'm viewing this as one giant range for Ethereum right here. One giant range. And we are about to, in my opinion, play a big game of catch up. Now, let's just pull up Bitcoin here as well, because I want to talk about, kind of like the lead that and the lag that we've been seeing. Bitcoin obviously now pushing new all-time highs. We're at 106. It looks really, really strong. Okay. Now I'm going to put up Ethereum down below. And I want to talk about the timing specifically as it pertains to what happened last cycle with Ethereum against Bitcoin, just to kind of further reinforce the point that ETH is a beach ball underwater, and we are about to see a monster Ethereum catch up trade. So we have Bitcoin now up top, and I want to observe what happened last cycle. Okay. So here was the previous cycle all time high for Bitcoin. All right. We'll put this right here. Actually, I can make it. I got a bigger one saved right there. So previous cycle all-time high for Bitcoin, and then we've got Ethereum down below. All right. So what was Ethereum doing while Bitcoin was going into price discovery? And I know a lot of you guys have seen this and we've talked about this, but it can be helpful to issue reminders from time to time. Okay. So the point in which Bitcoin went into price discovery was right here. All right, it was this blue line. All right, now let me I'll even zoom in a little bit right here. So you can see that from when Bitcoin went into price discovery, you can see that ETH took a little bit of time, right? Here, I'll zoom in a little bit more. ETH was still kind of just like grinding, chopping, trying to work its way up. Bitcoin obviously, went from 20K to 40K. And then Ethereum, really found its legs once it got through, the previous all-time high, and Bitcoin was well into price discovery, okay? So this is just kind of a little visual to show you, really quickly. Ethereum typically lags Bitcoin in price discovery, and then it goes on to outperform it. So again, from this point right here to the first top of last cycle, Bitcoin went up 230%. And from that point forward, to its first peak last cycle, ETH went up 618%. So there's actually quite a bit of evidence to suggest that despite Ethereum's lag over Bitcoin, now is the time when you want to start prospecting Ethereum long exposure, because Bitcoin is in price discovery. You have to assume at this point it's going to continue at least for a little bit longer. I think, minimum 2 more quarters. And Ethereum is still under the previous all-time high. And so again, let's recreate this from where we're at currently. Here's the previous Bitcoin all-time high. I'll do the bigger one again. Here's the previous Bitcoin all-time high. And here's ETH. It's doing what it did last cycle, where it had this little lag time right here. It just wasn't quite caught up to Bitcoin, but then it went on to dramatically outperform it. So we're doing what we've always done, right? So this is not out of the normal at all. All right, not out of the normal at all. So I'm expecting that Cheeto in the door to get smashed through. The first thing that we talked about, the giant battering ram to the Cheeto, and I'm expecting things to heat up in a big way. Now, we're going to hop over to the BB terminal, which again, if you guys want access to this, you can check that out in the description below. If you join our Discord, you get access to the BB terminal for no additional cost. Again, we spent a lot of money building out a custom trading terminal for you guys. It's got hundreds of indicators, everything that you could ever need or want to navigate these markets, things that you can't just find anywhere, okay? So I want to show you a couple different charts here from the BB terminal. So what we have here is we have the extension from the moving average, and I have ETH up top. So ETH is in yellow, and this line here shows the extension from the moving average. Now, ignoring the first cycle, because again, ETH was like 30 bucks, let's look at last cycle. When has ETH typically topped in regards to like its extension or its overextension from the 20-week moving average? And again, you can toggle on, there's a lot of different options here. Here's the 10-week, here's the 5-week. 20-week gives you a pretty kind of holistic, general overview of like your high time frame multi-week cycle, okay? So I like to look at the 20-week. Now, what do we notice about where we're at right now? Last cycle, we kind of put in like a few little interim peaks here where, we had this, this rally here in the bear market, and the 20-week SMA we were basically overextended to this degree. The measurement is, it shows 83 or 84. All right, you can see right there in pink. All right, and then again we had another little rally before the real bull market began. And again, this is in log mode. Like if I put it in linear mode, this is really what the chart looks like. Okay, but we're gonna put it in log so you can actually see it. Then we kind of, we danced around this, 80 to 90 level for 20-week SMA overextension numerous times last cycle. Look right over here, in June, and then again here before COVID, this was February, and then one more time here in August before ultimately, blasting through it, having our bull market going up to, 150. And then again, we put in a little divergence where, price finally caught up to the SMA over here. And we finally went, well above 100, right? And that was towards our cycle peak. So what do we do again right here? We rejected again from a similar level, over here in March, which is exactly what we did last cycle. So I'm expecting this next level of overextension to be the one that finally blasts us through to something like over here in, January, February, March, April, like we saw last cycle, where we get really overextended. Now we're going to jump over to another chart here. And this is Ethereum daily ROI. And again, we're going to toggle this. So again, you can look daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. We're going to look at the monthly. Okay, so right now it's December 16th. And at the bottom here, you can see the ETH average monthly ROI right here. Okay, typically October, November, December look pretty good. But the real fun begins January, February, March, April, and May. The average January ROI for Ethereum, as a reminder, is 36%. February, 36%. March, 24%. April, 22%. And May, almost 34%. Compounded back to back to back months, right? So when I look at the technical analysis, when I look at, the trading view chart, which we can go back to now, okay? When I look at this chart, I go, all right, how could you not be bullish this chart when we have effectively been ranging for 1,600 days and we are finally breaking through the elusive Cheeto, right? This doesn't look like a chart that's about to die with a whimper. It looks like it's about to explode to the upside and put in 4 years of returns in 4 months. And I just showed you we are not overheated. We are not at a point of which we are seeing Ethereum overextended to a point of unsustainability. We're seeing right now a perfectly healthy Ethereum that's slightly lagging Bitcoin, which we've seen in the past, coming into what is seasonally the most bullish time to own Ethereum, being December, January, February, March, April, and May. So when I look at this giant range, I have a feeling that this chart is going to end up looking like this, and we are going to see ETH somewhere up in this giant box. This is going to be your de-risk box, somewhere up in here. And if we want to, try to play with some fibs, we could certainly do that, right? I like to always use, the 618s. All right. So, I would be looking for something like this. All right. Could throw on the, this is the logarithmic 1.618. So again, you've got your range high, range low, pretty clear interaction with your mid range. And I would be targeting ultimately the 1.618, but something we could try to find some confluence with, and we're doing this live right now, is I could put some linear fibs on here as well. So we could do price discovery fibs, and then we could change this to linear mode right here. Take off the 1.618. So this is going to be your slot. Okay, and I'll remove the 0.5 as well. So this is the exact same thing, except before I had my fibs adjusted for a logarithmic mode, meaning again it's in multiples of 10. So 1, 10, 100, 1,000. So it morphs the chart so that it doesn't look like this, right? This is linear mode, where it becomes very difficult to see any of the previous price action because you're on this exponential adoption curve, right? So you have to study it in logarithmic mode. So I like to try to find fib confluence between linear and logarithmic mode. So if we put two sets of fibs on here, we have our right here. this 1.618, so the blue line, and I will label this here. This is your log 1.618. All right, I'll put that in Ethereum blue. And then you've got your 2.618 and your 3.618, which are linear extensions. Okay, so linear adjusted logarithmic extension levels. So I think that this is going to be probably your de-risk area right here. Somewhere between the 2.618, the 1.618 log, and the 3.618 linear. Okay, so from a pricing perspective, I'm anticipating that somewhere between 11.3 and 15.5 is probably going to be your de-risk level. Okay, so I'm very excited for what this means for crypto, because we know that typically once we get Ethereum rallying, in January through May following a Bitcoin halving, that's when the real froth and mania begins. That's typically when we've seen Doge perform the best. And for something this cycle, I think that the king meme of this cycle is going to be Pepe. And then, of course, that flows down into, the Pepe beta train being, starting with Pepe, then Brett, then Andy, then Landwolf. This is when the meat of your returns are going to happen. It's going to be right in here. Okay. So I am as long as a human being can be, and I've got, a really nice set of fib confluence between 11.3 and 15.5, taking into consideration both the logarithmic scale and the linear scale. So anyways, I just wanted to give a quick update. So yeah, anyways, that is it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Before you guys go, please consider liking the video and also subscribing if you found some value out of what we just did here today. And last but not least, guys, please consider checking out the links below. BB Terminal is an absolutely awesome product, guys. It's a Swiss Army knife. It's got all of the tools and data that you could ever need or want in order to succeed in these markets. And we custom built it here at BB. We spent about 9 months to about a year actually building this thing from scratch, and we are now in beta, so you can actually use it. It's heavily discounted right now, and if you buy the BB terminal, you can also pay in crypto, guys. If you check that out, you can pay in crypto. You're going to get access to our Telegram alerts channel also, but if you really want to take your trading to the next level, guys, check out one of our Discord packages. What you can expect there is 3 hours per day of private live voice calls with me and the entire BB team and community. We have active positions channels, TA channels, things that we don't talk about here on YouTube or on X, guys. There's nothing like it out there. And within the BB Discord, you're going to get free access to the BB terminal included for free. There is not another community out there doing what we're doing, guys. So we continue to reinvest our time and our money into the community, and that's why people love it and they stay. So this market is too big to navigate alone. I encourage you to get out there, find your group. We certainly want to be that group for you. Maybe, it's not what you're looking for. Maybe it's exactly what you're looking for, but my trading has gotten exponentially better. My confidence in these markets has gotten exponentially better when I surrounded myself with the guys on the BB team and the BB community. A bunch of guys, like-minded individuals that take it seriously. So definitely consider checking out one of our Discord packages. But if not, join us with BB Terminal plus Telegram. Last but not least, guys, check out the BB Academy. If you like my charting here today and you want to learn all of our tips, tricks, secrets, everything like that, how we cumulatively as a team here at BB have navigated these markets from a technical and fundamental perspective for decades, check out the BB Academy, guys. I just dropped a free course, how to make your trading view charts look beautiful. Important first step. If you don't know how to look at the data and manipulate the data to be easier to understand, you're going to struggle. So check out that free course. But if you really want to take it to the next level and expedite your journey towards understanding these markets, check out the paid course, guys. There's nothing like it out there. I honestly can say with confidence, it's one of the best courses, if not the best trading courses for all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced. It covers everything you need to know. So a lot of people out there, myself included, teaching TA for free and FA. But there's a difference between a paid product and a free product, and you guys will see that if you join the BB Academy. It's an absolutely awesome course. But yeah, join us somewhere, guys. Join us in the Discord. Check out BB Terminal. Check out BB Academy. You can pay in crypto now for our services, so major benefit. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for being here. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Take care.